to really have you guys' opinions come upon what we do, the way we do our thing. You know what I'm saying? Because look, the way we do it, the way it started. We
were talking about this earlier, bro.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, the way we do our things is a whole lot different because it's a lot more organized than a lot of other communities that you guys got going on. So that's the reason why we're doing it, and that's the reason why we're going to stick to it. We've been doing it.
The way you guys do things is the way we need things to get done. You guys go off.
Look, because the way we've been doing it, it's been working for us.
Yeah, that's what we were doing. I were talking about earlier.
So
I agree with you 100%.
That's what I'm saying. As far as all that gorilla and all that other,
I get excited.
Well,
you know me,
let me ask
come on,
the way you guys
JR.
are doing so far, the discrimination in SB 1070 committee is to go off, chat, make a decision, and bring it to the group, right?
And bring it to the group.
If that's not the way committees are supposed to work, then goddamn, I'm retarded because I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. and that's why we get our group and we put it separate to where we come up with our own decisions amongst each other. That way
you feel like your committee can address this man's issues?
That way nobody else.
I just pointed it out earlier. He maybe had not been in those previous meetings.
Can your committee deal with this man's issues that he's been bringing out?
Here's my main objective is why does there need to be a racial committee? I understand that there's certain issues at hand.
So fucking sick of race.
But there's,
you know why? Because I'm gonna explain that to you aside from all this. Because there's a lot more to this, and this is why we pushed it forward.
Yeah.
There's a lot more issues. That's why I'm telling you. We need to discuss this amongst ourselves.
And
because then it's going to start some other, you know what I mean? I don't like that.
That is why
we need to go and discuss it.
Yeah, that's right.
And like, let's look around the park. There's a hell of a lot of me.
Right.
Then you're going to understand why.
Well, not even me, but other white men. I ain't a white man. I'm Jewish. But anyway, me. And if we didn't allow this committee to speak, you know, Junior might just get overshadowed completely. Because he's up there trying to scream, but there's only one of him. But if he's backed by that committee, there's more than one of him speaking at the time. And I mean, let's be real for a minute. We're all humans. We're not perfect.
They're arguing.
He's been here.
It's a process.
There's a lot of blocks. We've all been here. And there's been a lot of highlights. That's what I said.
Oh, my man's been here. I've seen his face a couple times.
No, I know. But see, we've been here. Look, I stay here 24/7. I don't leave. Today, I just left to go take a shower when I'm back. I spend the night here every single night. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying.
Or 2 nights ago.
Do I hear you right in what you're saying is that you want to have a group that works on equality rather than on specific racial issues? Is that, I mean, I guess...
No. I think he doesn't want a committee. He wants the issue kind of broad because it's
right,
not,
so equality, so having it deal with everyone's equality.
Yeah, because people, Mexican people, black people, white people are not special interest
queer
groups.
people, I mean, it's not necessarily just the color of your skin. There are other marginalized groups
gays and
that want to be part of that as well.
And we don't necessarily have to be separate separate, I should say.
Right.
Now, they do have a point that certain interest groups have a voice and can collectively push that voice, but at this point, to be as progressive as possible,
outreach shouldn't be only for outreach committee, though. You know, the way I look at it.
Right.
Okay, well, you know what? Let's break this up. That way we can get this done. Let's do it.
Yeah, but I mean, like, when it's...
Let's just break this up because we're just wasting time.
So we'll continue doing whatever.
I don't think that's wasting time. That's,
like this format.
I mean, we're trying to discuss it and actually come up with some... I don't feel like it's wasting time, though.
Yeah, but I mean, there should be like a moment though when
See, that was just
person
rude.
can talk to everybody. When is that?
We have at this point, I mean, we all realize that this is a PR campaign.
Okay.
So in a PR campaign, you really want to have a lot of faces, and you know, we're getting them there. We're getting
I think we should discuss some of these things in the
and we all need to realize that we're all teachers and students.
Minorities
so
come here.
At this point, we're all outreach because we all, you know, if we go home.
What sort of issues are we talking about here? Maybe there are sorts of things. Like, I don't know what we're talking about.
I'm in outreach committee with myself. So we all are. But we have to really.
And not to say I'm a leader. I'm just one facilitator.
It's just we don't have to. There's faction off. Anyone that you come in.
Is that what we are? Do we look like white people?
No, I'm saying people have that in their head.
Right. Well, what I had
they see that there ain't as many people like them. Like, I mean, everybody here, they got.
Well, basically the way I took it is if the Hispanics or the marginalized people are not here, then they have no voice. and it makes sense to a point, but then again,
but that we shouldn't speak for them. I think that's more, not that they don't have a voice, but that we shouldn't speak as a community for a part of the community that is not present.
That's what, like with the indigenous, we were talking about, there was a proposal for an indigenous committee, team, whatever, and people started saying, that we heard that they were feeling unwelcome, and people started saying, well, they feel unwelcome because of this, and we're like,
but they were not indigenous people, so they should not
speaking for them until they come, and then they came over as a group, said their piece, and formed their committee because they were there to speak for themselves.
And I think the reason that lady said that was because another gentleman was proposing creating this other committee on other issues on immigration, which...
Is that recording right now?
Yeah. You want to stop? Should I stop it?
Oh, no, it's fine.
It's fine.
No, so the gentleman was proposing another, made a proposal about doing such a committee like that. Maybe he didn't know that there was already this other group that on Wednesday kind of made that, what I call it, made a breakthrough in communication.
Right. If you go to the info booth, there's a list of committees with point people and contact information, and that's what I was trying to tell him, get in contact with those other groups.
Right.
The problem that people like myself would see is that there's a Hispanic outreach committee, there may be a black outreach committee, there's no white outreach committee. So I granted the majority of the people here are white, so this is a white movement, and what we discussed was it's not a white movement, it's a people movement.
Right.
And that's why I take issue with what she said about, well, they're not here, but it's about people.
Right.
And I mean, you represent yourself, and you may represent people like you, but at the same time, we cannot forget. And that's what I took issue with, because this is a people power movement, and regardless, if those people aren't here, you need their help.
Absolutely. And their issues are at the center of what causes our problems in the first place.
And you cannot marginalize what they're going through and not speak, at least not acknowledge them and say, well, that's racial, let's put that to the back. It's so important because our communities are separate. They don't need to be. And we want to hammer that home. This is something that we were discussing in this cultural colorblindness thing, and I wish the General Assembly was at, because we had a lot of positive discussion.
I wish that I had been there.
Workshops like that, and you do the discussions. Do you do like a people's mic and let people know, and do you go to the info booth?
No, but
I don't think they did it for this particular one, but there was another workshop on the homeless. But that's what's needed, and for everybody.
The most effective way to do those things is to go to the info booth maybe like the day before, if possible, if not at least a couple hours before. Put it at the info booth that there will be a workshop, and then do a mic check and let people know. You know what I mean? So that you have more time to build up people to be there. Because a lot of times things happen and people don't even know. They see like a people sitting. What are they doing? They didn't even know there was anything going on.
And I think you're right, that there's a very fine line between sort of thinking of everyone and using color blindness as a way to be inclusive, and then there's a way of looking at race as a way of marginalizing, and we need to find that place where we're not stepping on anybody else's toes, we're not speaking for anybody else, but that we are inclusive in bringing everyone into the movement and making them feel welcome.
Because right now, the people that live over there, the people that live over there, they don't feel like this is their movement.
Right. Well, and yeah, I mean, I can.
And it's with some stuff that like what she said. I mean, it wasn't outright like we don't care about them, but it's stuff like that doesn't make them feel. So that was the issue that I took issue with.
Okay, so then we need to talk more about inclusion.
Yes.
And about
it needs to be at General Assembly.
Yeah.
I mean,
I agree with you. I do.
It's super important.
I do. I just wanted to clarify, and I felt like it was really sort of crazy tonight, so there wasn't a way for me to like talk to you about it, so I just wanted to come up and talk to you about it in person rather than try to do it that way, because sometimes that can.
Yeah.
All right, but I'm glad that I understand, because I wasn't very clear about what you were asking of us. And now
I'm all right, Doggy. I'm gonna meet you right now. I got you.
Is this a
start a meeting?
Yeah.